Peace to the planet. You know what it is. A decent the bishop. We chilling. I got my man Cat from Cat Fitness on deck. And we're talking about health, man. We're talking about eating better. We're talking about living better. Look, it's only what? It's March right now. You know what I'm saying? So most of the people that made all the New Year's resolutions are already back on the couch eating bonbons.
Mm.
So if that's you,
They
me and
tearing
Cat,
them
we
bonbons
trying
up.
we're trying to talk you off the edge. And I'm speaking personally. I struggle with sugar addiction heavily, so you know I don't want nobody to feel shame about it. This is hard work. Staying healthy is hard work. Okay, but that's why Cat is here, and we're gonna build. Cat, welcome to Bishop Chronicles, man. It's good to see you again. It's been a minute, man. How you living?
Man, it has. I mean, I haven't seen you in person since we did that
Since
panel
we met.
discussion in Oakland. So it definitely been a minute since we tapped
You know
in.
what I'm saying? Yes,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, it's been a minute. You
And
know,
thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you reaching out and so
yeah,
we
I
could
mean,
build on
the
this
truth is,
conversation.
I wanted to do this the day I met you, but then I was back and forth to the UK, came back, stuff was crazy. Now, you know what I'm saying? It took a minute,
Yeah.
but this is the best time because my podcast is on a growth spurt. I got good momentum right now, and whenever I have good momentum, I like to bring the best people on, and you
Come
are
on, all in
one of the
divine
best
timing.
people, man. So before we get started, tell people who you are, what you do, and why.
Yeah, so my name is Coach Cat. My last name is Catley, right? Catley. So everybody just Coach
Yeah.
Cat. So I'm the owner of Cat Fitness Wellness Center. We're located in El Sobrante, California, right outside of Richmond, San Pablo, Hilltop area.
Yeah.
So at the facility, I'm the strength and conditioning coach. So I do the strength and conditioning coaching for the program here, but we also have like other instructors like line dancing, Zumba, step class, a variety of instructors to make it like your one-stop shop for all your
Yeah.
wellness needs, right?
That's dope.
And through our program, not only do we help you build muscle, get in better shape, whether you want to lose weight or bulk up, we just use the principles that we learn in the gym to apply to our everyday life. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
Because a lot of things, start with our mentality and how we look at life and how life starts to manifest through
Mm-hmm.
that vision of how we see things, whether the cup is
Mm-hmm.
half full or if it's half empty. So we implement that into our programming here at the gym. I'm also the founder of Eating from the Soul and Heal the Hood events. Heal the Hood events, we go to local inner city communities where we provide free meals, free produce, and workshops through health coaches within that particular city to empower our community. Our goal with everything that we do is to provide the community with the tools and resources that they need on their health journey, and understanding the coaching is usually right there underneath your nose.
Yep.
You just have to seek the knowledge.
No, man,
So
that makes total
um,
sense.
one of the things is we just want to empower our community, man. This is one thing mentally, physically, spiritually, that some people just need the assistance that we're providing during this journey. Some jewels that you may hear that be like, oh, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah,
That
I
really
need
just
that.
hit home,
Yeah, I need
you know?
that. You know what I'm saying? Now, how did you get started on this, man? Because you're like, I'm
Yeah.
sure if you're just listening to this dude's body is ridiculously cut and lean and super fit. Were you always this way? And if not, what got you started toward this?
Yeah, so I come from middle school all the way through college, playing sports, whether it was like playing soccer, football,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. So all the way until I got to college, I was in pretty good shape. And then my sophomore year in college, I found out my girlfriend at the time, she's pregnant with our
Mm-hmm.
first son, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a momentum shift in life. It went from,
Mm-hmm.
being this athlete, this student athlete, pursuing higher levels of playing football and
Mm-hmm.
potentially wanting to look to make it to the league and everything, now to understanding like, oh, I got a kid that I have to take care of. And during that period of my life, like I got hurt playing football and I was having a kid at the same
Ooh,
time. So
that's
it
a
was
that's a
like
double
this,
whammy.
man, it was like this big shift all at once. Like, man, I just suffered this hamstring pull. I play running back, so my hamstring and everything for agility and everything is a huge part of what I do. And now I'm having this kid, and the people, my environment around me was like, man, well, you having this kid, it's time to step up to the plate. It's time to take care of these responsibilities. And at that time, my dream of taking football and sports to the next level kind of got put on the shelf.
Yeah.
And now it was like, how do I take care of my family? And my dad at that time gave me three options. He was like, either you're going to go to school, you're going to join the military, or you're going to get a job, right? So initially I went because my brother and my father were in the military. At one point in time, I was like, well, that's an option. Let me go check that out and see what that's all about. Did all the tests, applied for the Air Force. The Air Force told me I was too big based on my height and weight. You know what I'm saying? They said, you don't meet the qualifications to go into basic training. You have to lose like 20 or 30 pounds, right? And at that time, I'm in football shape. I'm like, how am I going to lose 20 or 30 pounds? Right. Yeah. So went over to the Navy, same thing, passed the test, told them my issue with the Air Force. And they were like, they were like, you look like you in pretty good shape.
Come on. Yeah.
They're like, we're going to do the body weight index.
The
you
mass,
know what I'm
saying?
Yeah. So past that, the only thing that stopped me from going into the military is I wanted to be there when my son was being born, right? So I asked my recruiter, like, how does that work? If I'm, off at basic training, I find out, she's going into labor. How do I get back for that? And luckily I had a cool enough recruiter that was real with me. It was like, man, to be honest with you, once you go to basic training and all that,
you out there, bro.
You out there. Like, it's no coming back. And I was like, man, I think I'm going to hold off for right now.
I need to be here.
I want to be here. This is my son. He's being born. I want to be there for that experience. So I joined corporate America, was in corporate America for the last 10 years of my life. I mean, for 10 years of my life, I was in corporate America.
Yeah.
And I gained all this weight just because I was kind of just focusing on work.
On that hamster wheel, bro. I've been there. I know it.
Come on, man. Got on there, gained all this weight, got up to 250. My natural weight is around like 180, 185.
Wow.
When I'm, pretty solid.
Yeah.
Got up to 250. Had a health scare back in 2014, and that really woke me up. The health scare.
It, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. So I had all the symptoms of having a heart attack.
Wow.
So the shortness of breath, tightness of chest, all that. I woke up one night. It was like 1 a.m. Kids were asleep. Wife was asleep. And all of a sudden, I just felt my chest feel like it was like caving in. And I was like, man, what is this? I was like, did I sleep on the remote or something? Like, what is this in my chest? I get up. I go to the bathroom. I start stretching. All my body wanted to do was kind of like open up my chest to get this tight feeling to go away. It kept on getting more intense, tighter and tighter, to the point where it felt like I was going to black out. And right before I felt like I was going to black out, I went back into the room, shook my wife because I was in the bathroom splashing water on my
face, trying to
stretch out, breathe. And it just kept on getting more intense. I was like, man, I don't want to black out and die in this bathroom and nobody find me until the next day. Let me go in here, wake her up, let her know that something's off. And I shook her. I was like, hey, I think you need to call the ambulance. I could barely breathe. My chest is super tight. I need some help. Something's going on. And she knows that I don't like personally going to the doctor. So that was like a red flag.
That means it's real, right?
Yeah, she was like, what? You asking for an ambulance? Like, something's going on. Called 911. EMTs come. They do all my vitals. They're like, hey, you're having all the symptoms of a heart attack. We need to get you to emergency. Got to emergency. Man, they start doing blood work, doing all the tests. I was there for a few hours. They were like, doctor comes in, is like, hey, all your blood work, everything has come back. You're good. Like, I'm good. Like, this is one of the worst feelings I've ever felt in my life.
There's no way. I'm everything but good, bro.
I'm everything but good. Something's off. Like, and they're like, Based on our test, doesn't show anything. They're like, but what we can tell you is if you continue to feel that tightness in your chest, you need to go see a cardiologist, right?
Mm.
So a day or two goes by, I still feel some tightness in the chest. So I'm like, let me go get checked out and see what's going on. I end up scheduling this appointment to meet with the cardiologist, went in there, and this is where like the shift happens, right? So I go in there, speak with this cardiologist. He's looking at my file. He's scrolling through. He looks at my last name. He was like, Catley. He was like, He said, do you know a Gladys Catley? And I was like, yeah, that's my grandmother. Mind you, my grandmother passed 25 years ago, right? She used to have heart issues, had heart attacks, different heart issues. So this was her doctor 25 years later after she passed.
Okay, that's off the chain.
Man. So he was like, hey, I know about your family history when it comes to heart issues and stuff. He was like, at one point, we had to insert a stent into your grandmother's heart to get more blood flow. What it sounds like, you might have a congestive valve where you're feeling tightness, where the blood's not getting all the way through. So let's do what's called a stress test to see the blood flow and everything, that how your heart is pumping right now, and then we can kind of go from there, right? And I was like, man, this is the doctor my grandmother had 25 years ago, prior to her death, that I run into now, having some heart issues, right? Thinking that I'm having some heart issues. So he schedules me for a stress test, come in, do the test. They put me on the treadmill, put all the monitors on me, had me get my heart rate up, looked at it. Doctor was like, nah. He was like, everything from, all the tests that we see, heart looks good,
that's
everything.
crazy.
Yeah, everything's looking cool. So I'm looking at him like, man, but what is this pain that I'm feeling in my chest?
What am I feeling?
Come on, none of the doctors could answer the question, but this particular doctor was like, hey, you're 250 right now. Obviously, you're overweight. You might want to look into, losing some weight.
Turning it down.
So that kind of like the light bulb just went off for me. It's like, man, I need to get my stuff together. I got 4 boys. My oldest at the time was like 10, 11, and my youngest was like a year.
And how long ago was this?
This was 2014.
Wow.
This was 2014.
Wow.
So I just had one of those moments where it's like, man, if I had a heart attack or something happened to me where I died, like I don't get to see my kids grow up. I was the sole provider for my family, income wise. So I need to get my stuff together. So in college, I was a strength and conditioning coach. I helped people get stronger, faster, and everything. So I knew what to do. I just wasn't implementing it at that point in my life. So I told myself, hey, I'm going to put myself on a program. 6 months, I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to focus in on my health and take care of myself. 6 months, I lost 70 pounds.
70 pounds?
Yeah, 6 months. Cut out the
Oh my
alcohol, the
God,
processed food, fast food. Working out 5 days a week, and was just locked in.
Lost 70 pounds.
70 pounds in 6 months, man. And to the point where one of my best friends, I told him my goal, and he was like, I told him I wanted to lose around like 70 pounds in 6 months. He said, man, you can't lose 70 pounds in 6 months. I said, why can't I? He said, because you can't. He said, you might lose maybe like 20 or 30.
Yeah, he's like,
you ain't going to lose.
I'll give
70.
you 20, my bro, but now.
Yeah.
What?
And I said, talking with my boy, I said, bet me then. I said, if you so confident, bet me. He said, man, I bet you $100 you can't do it. And mind you, that day we said it was going to be the first day of summer. I went to his house, got on his scale, weighed in at the weight that I said I was going to be. He had to cash me out. Come on.
That is such a beautiful story. That is such a beautiful story. And for all of the men out there watching, and for the wives who are watching and listening, like, please don't think it's ever too late, right, to change. I think this is one of the biggest things, especially after 35 or 40, right? Like, we'd be like, oh, I can't. And all these cool physical things I've done now, I ain't winning no marathons, I ain't whatever. I'm just talking about being in my body, doing good things, being healthy. the bulk of it happened after 40. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
honest, I mean, I was doing jujitsu a long time ago, but I'm talking about like, um, I had a H. pylori thing in my lower abdomen, which messed me up and caused me all kind of bleeding, and I almost died, and I didn't. So it was great, but like, man, the way that I got healthy after that was just like no joke, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Come on. You was locked in.
cause I had to. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, like you were saying, when you're working and stuff like that, you get unhealthy in slow motion. You
Exactly.
don't realize it. You know what I mean? Because it's just another
Yeah.
day for making the reports for Mr. McGillicuddy, and you just hit the sheets again, come back up, do it again. Everything's paid for. So you feel cool in that regard. But little by little, you dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Come
so
on.
then you wake up, you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds overweight, and you're like, I can't do anything. And you just kind of succumb to it. Man, listen, it has never been easier. It's going to be hard, but it has
Mm.
never been easier to fix your body
Come on.
than this time. And
Yeah.
humanity, I promise you, there's never been more gyms, more known about diets, more known about different kinds of exercise to help. Because you might be like, well, maybe I'm not built for cardio. Maybe I'm not built for strength conditioning. Maybe I'm not built for whatever. There's a way you can get healthy.
Come
You
on.
know what I'm saying? There's a way
And
you can get
consistency,
healthy.
being consistent with
Yeah,
it is
is
the
the
key.
root, right?
Yeah.
So the other question, that's an incredible story, man. One thing I wanted to talk to you about veganism though, is because a lot of people actually think I'm vegan.
Okay.
That's because I like vegetables. I make all these fruit juices all the time. I don't know
Yeah.
if you ever heard of it, but there's a diet called the Gracie diet. It
Yeah.
was
Okay. Yeah. I'm not too familiar with it, but yeah.
So the Gracie diet is probably like prototype Sabi vibes, right? Like Dr.
Mm.
Sabi, right?
Yeah.
So the Gracie even though jujitsu is popular now in Brazil, it was started in 1925
Okay.
is when it first started. Um, and so uh, one of the co-founders of the fighting style, a guy named Carlos Gracie, he studied, I guess, some work from a guy in Argentina, and from that and his own kind of ideas, he created the Gracie diet. And the
Mm.
Gracie diet, you don't eat pork, but you can have other meats. But most people won't eat meats. It tends to be more of a vegetarian kind of way of life, and it's really based on stomach acidity and
Mm. So keeping yourself kind of
yeah,
alkaline in an alkaline state.
they wanted to be efficient because they were always having a fight. So then
Yeah.
if they're always having a fight, I just can't have a candy bar and a rando sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I need something that's
It's about
real.
recovery,
Yeah. So there's a guy named
maximizing.
Horian Gracie, Rorian. Horian, like the R, they say the R
Mm.
like a H. You know what I'm saying? So if you see
Yeah.
Royce, you're gonna say Hoyce, right? So
Yeah.
it's like Rorian, but you say Horian. So
Hmm.
Horian Gracie has a book called The Gracie Diet. You can get on Amazon right now, and it breaks down all the little basics of the Gracie diet. And
Mm.
so, I have a lot of fruit juices and stuff that I make. Um, some of that stuff is Gracie approved, some of it isn't. You know what I mean? Because they're
Yeah.
very specific about how they mix
Yeah.
things
What
up.
vegetables and fruits and
Yeah,
stuff fall into that category?
and yeah, and like starches. Like the first time I heard about it, I was with Hoist Gracie, right around the time UFC 3 had happened. And I was like,
Hmm.
so what does it mean? Like I didn't understand. He was like, well, he was like, if we're at dinner, right? He's like, and let's say I'm having chicken, and then like how like sometimes they'll bring bread before the meal, right?
Yeah.
And then when the meal comes, you'll have rice. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm either gonna have bread or I'm gonna have rice because the
Okay.
enzymes that my stomach take in for the bread and the rice, they combat each other. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna only eat one so that enzyme can handle the
Can
rice and
break
that
everything
enzyme
down.
handles the bread, right? And so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, okay. But now there's the book that's out. But because of that, and I tend to eat lots of vegetables as a default setting, but I do that in large part for my gut biome,
Yeah.
right? It was after I had this H. pylori thing that my doctor started talking to me about your gut biome, how it has to have all this diversity. And then
Hmm.
I started looking into a guy named Michael Pollan. I don't know if you ever heard of him, Pollan.
Oh, no, no, I'm not
Yeah,
familiar
Michael
with his
Pollan,
work.
incredible author about food and food
Yeah.
history. Like he's
Mm.
dope. So he had a lecture. I'll find it. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna put it in the intro for this.
Okay.
He had a talk not long after I got sick. I found a talk that he gave at Harvard about the
Mm.
gut biome and stuff like that. and it totally changed me. And so that's when I started drinking kombucha. I'm eating all kinds of different fruits for the fiber. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm doing all kind of stuff, but I'm not vegan. I think at this point in my life, though, it might be about that time. And so I'm
Mm.
trying to decide, like, I have some weight to lose. I'd like to lose about 10, 10 more pounds,
Okay.
but I'm trying to figure out, do I go keto? Do I go vegan? I'm leaning to keto because my brain says you'll have less sugar. You'll have less
Hmm.
sugar if you're just eating meat. You won't have it. And then I can go from that state to the vegan thing. But I don't know, man. Like, talk to me
Well,
about what veganism has done for you personally.
yeah. So me, it was 1 year as I became a trainer and started up my own business, right? I
Mm.
mostly at that particular time was eating like chicken, fish. I wasn't eating pork. I wasn't eating beef at that time. It's like something in our culture, we already know like not too much beef, not too much pork. That's kind of like
Yeah,
already
yeah, yeah, yeah.
programmed in us, right?
Yeah.
So I was at the barber shop and one of the barbers he became vegan, right?
Okay.
And
Keep
I
talking. I'm
wasn't
looking for the Gracie book. Keep talking. I got a
okay.
bookshelf over here. Keep talking.
Yeah. So he was like, hey, you're a trainer. I just went vegan. What are some of the recommendations that you have as I transition into this lifestyle so I don't lose any muscle? And the first thing that came to me was vegetarian. I was like, so you mean like vegetarian, you only eat like dairy, eggs, stuff like that? He was like, nah, vegan. I said, vegan? And just coming from my community, that wasn't like a common
Yeah,
term,
phrase.
word.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I
Like
remember
not too
when
many
vegan was
brothers
new
I
in the
was
hood.
around.
Somebody
Huh?
vegan be like,
Yeah. Yeah. Vegan. I was like, what is that? So he was like, man, how are you a trainer and you don't know what a vegan is, right?
he
So
was like,
I was
hey, wait
like,
a minute now.
man, he tried to pull that card, right? So I'm like, okay. I was like, that's interesting. Let me do some research because I don't know too much about the vegan lifestyle. Let me do some research, look into it, and see, like, some takeaways I can give you.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, when I do research, I like to try things out so I can give people my honest opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let me try this out for 30 days, see how my body reacts, how my workouts react. And within like 2 weeks of cutting out the meat, the dairy, it wasn't only what I felt physically, it was more spiritually for me as well.
Wow. You felt
Um,
the internal shift.
I felt a shift eternally that just turned on my GPS of a spiritual connection that I
Mm.
was like, oh, wow, this is different.
Mm.
And I came to a realization in my own personal journey. A lot of the energy uh, that we consume from meat and deal with, like at that time, sometimes I would have these anxiety attacks prior, right? And I never correlated the anxiety attacks and everything with
With
after
the
having
meat.
certain meals, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And starting to realize, wow, the energy that I'm absorbing from these animals is doing something to me um,
Yeah.
mentally to have these anxiety attacks because of how these animals are being treated and the conditions that they're in and all that. I'm absorbing some of that energy, right? That's
Wow.
that's getting released into the
Yeah.
meat
Yeah.
that I was consuming. I was like, wow. I said the only
Man,
thing that I've changed is my diet, and I feel this huge energetic
shift.
shift. And I was like, I like it.
That's
And
dope.
that 30 days has gone. It's about to be my 10-year anniversary in April. This upcoming April will be 10 years since I've made that shift for myself, and it's worked. It's worked for me, and it also introduced me into like a lot of different. One of the doctors that really, as I started doing more and more research, Dr. Milton Mills.
Okay.
He's a
Dr.
he's a
Milton
doctor
Mills.
from Oakland. He's been featured on numerous documentaries,
Okay.
talking about why the human body is not designed to eat meat, from the teeth in our mouth
Right.
to our
I've heard people
digestion.
talk about that.
Yeah. He was like, it's not the most optimal thing for us. Can we do it? Yes, we
Yeah.
can consume meat and stuff like that. but is the human body designed to do it?
For
And
it.
he just, yeah, he shows scientifically why it's not the most optimal thing. Oh,
So
there we
here's
go.
the Gracie
Gracie diet.
diet book. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is that's Horian Gracie on the back.
Mm.
He actually is the co-creator of the UFC.
Yeah.
He's the original founder of the UFC.
Yeah. I
And
remember
so
back in the day seeing
yeah.
some of him. He was fighting all these guys
Well, it was
before
his
there was
brother.
like
His
a
brother.
weight
It was his
limit
brother.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
His brother. His brother Hoist was the one doing it. He
Oh,
put
okay.
it together, you know, and so there's a lot of stuff in here. There's recipes and everything in here for anybody wondering. Another book that first got me into fasting, because I think I first read about fasting in the autobiography of Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? It
Okay.
was the first time because he's talking about, you know, Ramadan and everything
Yeah.
with it. You know what I'm saying? And then there was this book called From the Browder File. This
Mm.
came out in like, man, I think the original one, this must have been like 80. What was the original publishing of this? I can't see it right now, but I think it was like 89 or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
1989, the original. 1989. So I was 19 when I read this for the first time.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I was really blown away by it. Everybody should read this book. This book should be in every household in America, let alone Black America, From the Browder File. And he talked a lot about fasting and changing your diet and water
Yeah.
fasting. That was the first time I really heard about stuff like that. And it really How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In all the Black
Mm.
communities, as soon as people would start talking about eating better,
Yeah.
you know, How to Eat to Live would come up. I remember I read that in one day, and you know, people still sleep, but one, Black America's in crisis in terms of the way that they eat.
Come
Period.
on.
Right? I'm watching
Diabetes,
kids
high
come in
blood
the
pressure, heart disease,
bro. I'm watching kids walk up.
strokes.
I'm watching kids walk up looking like middle-aged dads. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, when I was your age, uh, I was clowning people my age. I'm 56. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way that I at 56 should be doing more push-ups than you. I
Yeah.
shouldn't be faster than you. I
Come
shouldn't be
on.
able to do more pull-ups than you. Right? You're in
Yeah.
the prime of your life, but you're sitting around on these phones and the schools and stuff is broken and the households and stuff is broken. So you don't have a dad to make you come outside and play catch. You don't
Yeah.
have, you know what I'm saying? But these kids are getting really out of shape and they're starting out of shape. So I'm like, man, what do you
Yeah.
even look forward to if you were unfit in the prime of your life? What do you look forward to after 35? Like, oh my, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
saying?
Unfortunately, within man, I know a couple brothers that I've grown up with. One brother, he had, I think he's on his third stroke.
That's
He
frightening, bro.
and he's under 50. You know what I'm saying? One another brother that one of my boys' older brothers last year, he just turned 46, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Massive heart attack.
It's
Like a week
frightening, bro.
after his birthday. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things, it's like we're we're not proactive, we're reactive with our health. And that's something I constantly talk to when I have talks and
Yeah.
do these kind of
Yeah.
interviews. I was like, we got to be more proactive with our health and not wait until something breaks down or that check engine light goes off to have this like all of a sudden, oh, I need to do something, right?
Yeah.
And then understanding that, pharmaceuticals may help, but not relying strictly on that, understanding that food is our medicine.
Listen, to that point, because see, my whole thing is I'm a nerd, right?
Mm,
So I started hella small, hella skinny, hella not physical. And the one thing I was always good at was reading. So,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? If I like a thing, I'm gonna start looking into it. I'm gonna start
Yeah,
reading, you know what I'm saying? One of the first real books I got that was really dope for me, like I need you to see the version of the cover because there are different versions of this, man. Um, Back to Eden. Back to
okay.
Eden by a guy named Jethro Kloss, Kloss.
Man, you're
Listen to
gonna
me
have me
right
on
now.
Amazon getting all types of books after this episode.
Listen to me. This is the one.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watching this, if you get this book, I probably just saved your
Back
life
to
and you're
Eden.
welcome. I probably
Mm,
just saved your life and you're welcome. This is the book because what Jethro Kloss was not a doctor, he was a farmer.
Mm.
But the deal was, is he had read in the Bible that, in nature, there's a remedy for every affliction. And
Yeah.
so he started going through what he could find in nature. And so this book is it's
Guide.
a reference book. It's a guide. So
Hmm.
look here. I cured my son's eczema with this book.
Mm.
We had took him to the doctor for years and they gave him these crazy pills and then those pills got
Yeah,
banned and
creams
da
and
da da,
yeah,
all this crazy stuff. This book cured his eczema for
yeah.
life.
Come
He's
on.
never been on medicine again. Okay. So it was an old Muslim woman, Miss Lightfoot, may she rest in peace,
Yeah,
gave me the original version of this book, and then I bought this one. But there's a second copy by his followers, by the followers of Kloss, and it's
yeah.
yellow and blue. The color is, don't get that one. That's
Hmm.
not his pure work.
Yeah.
This is his pure work. Back to
Mm.
Eden. And
Come on.
so I can guarantee you, if you get this book, you will be blown away by what's in it. So the information is out there, right?
Yeah,
Of the diversity of options that we have, right?
yeah,
I, like you, have so many uh male friends and women friends that are frighteningly out of shape. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like, it's not about like body shaming and, oh, what's going on? She don't look like this, or he ain't got the six pack. Throw all
yeah.
that out the window. You don't look like you can walk a mile and not die, right?
Come on.
Like, you don't look like we could go on. Oh, people want to go on dates and be happy. If we can't walk at the beach together, you can't make it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And it's
man.
like, I know you're not happy to be in that way. Nobody is, right? So
Yeah,
we have to take action.
and it's one of those things as society continues to switch, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I would say when we were growing up,
Mm.
our parents they had more active jobs,
This is
right?
true. This
They
is
were
true.
they were more hands-on, moving, doing
Mm-hmm.
things throughout the day for 8 hours and more labor type
Mm-hmm.
jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they could get away with not working out or doing that
Yeah,
because
because their
they were
because
in the
their
labor
lifestyle
force.
was that. Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, you see somebody going to work, they're sitting behind a computer, they're very stationary, they're not burning too many calories throughout their average day. And now they're consuming all these calories like they're active, like they're doing something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's simple math. You know what I'm saying? If I'm eating 500 calories over what my body needs on a daily basis to just maintain, I'm going to continue to gain a pound or two a week.
And I'm pretty sedentary,
Yeah.
right? I have a date, like, outside of my work. I don't have a way to play. I was I run this thing called the Resilient Men's Group,
Yeah.
and one of the things that we were talking about is how so many of us have forgotten how to play, how to
Mm.
have fun
Yeah.
anymore. So, like, you used to have a homeboy that used to draw. He don't draw
Yeah.
no more. Used to have a
Hmm.
homeboy that used to shoot hoops. Okay, he didn't go pro. He should
Yeah.
still shoot hoops.
Come
We
on.
lose these playful ways of being. There were girls. Remember when the girls used to be on the metal monkey bars doing them cherry drops and all of that
Uh-huh.
stuff?
Yeah.
Man, they
Double
lose
Dutch.
that. Yeah, double dutch. Man,
Come
look,
on.
I'll tell you one thing people don't really talk about as much as they used to, because I come from the hip hop era. Double dutch was an element of hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we talk about
Man.
b-boying, we talk about, you know what I'm saying, DJing and graffiti, right? We talk about MCing and whatnot, right? Um, Hip hop dance, but man, double dutch was an
Yeah.
element of hip
Come
hop,
on.
man.
They had their own
And
little dances. They had
hey,
their
and
own little
that's where the
swag
black
to
girls
it.
would
Yeah.
shine. What? They would have the braids. They would have the t-shirts with the
Hit their
little imprint,
moves.
like, you know what I'm saying, funky fresh for real or whatever. And
Yeah.
they be like,
Yeah. They be battling each
ah,
other.
you know what I'm saying? It was fresh. But like, we have to find a way to get back to our playful selves, both
Yeah.
physically and like mentally and spiritually. Here's a question I got for you, and it's related to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So the data around health in Black America is alarming. Black Americans are, listen, 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes than white Americans, and
Hmm.
nearly twice as likely to die from heart disease. So when
Yeah.
you look at those numbers, what is your emotional response? And then what do you believe is the root cause?
Man. So my emotional response is I look around and I see my family. You know what I'm saying? I look at so just to be very transparent, my mother-in-law just had a stroke last year, right?
Mm,
She had two warning signs that something was
it was
off.
getting
So
bad.
she had these mini strokes where she didn't necessarily like lose any kind of function, but she felt off. So we took her
Yeah.
to emergency. She got checked out, and it's like, hey, that was like a little mini stroke.
Yeah.
Like you need to start making some changes, right? She had two warnings before the big
The
storm
big
came,
one.
and she had the bigger stroke. She lost her speech, she lost her movement. And I was like, as I'm talking to her, she's putting up this resistance, like, nah, like she don't think it can happen to
Yeah.
her type thing.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of times that's the alarming part. Like for whatever reason, sometimes we think it can't happen to us until it does happen. And now it's not only affecting you, it's affecting the family and the people around you that now have to care for you and
Man, you
provide
making me feel
extra
guilty about
support.
all that sugar I was eating the other night. I
You
gotta
know?
tighten up, dog. I gotta tighten up.
But it's one of those things when you look like, man, we talking about our families. Like
Yeah,
this,
it's
we
true.
going to the barbecues, the picnics, and you just
Yeah.
see it, and you're like, man, we got to
This
do
ain't
better
good. This ain't
because it's
good.
our lifestyle. We've normalized this being overweight, being out of shape culture, that we have to start changing the narrative around.
Yeah,
So
no. It's powerful.
emotionally, that's where it takes me because I see my family being affected by it directly and wanting them to understand how important it is and how much more power you have versus just saying that, oh, diabetes runs in the family, heart disease runs in
Yeah, they
the
say it
family.
be in the family, and it's like what runs in the family
It's the
are these two
lifestyle.
leaders. What runs in the family,
Come
right?
on.
Are these
It's
are
how we
these
kick it, how we treat ourselves, these
these
behaviors, our
breakfasts that
community,
we don't need to be eating? You know what I'm saying?
you know?
Um,
That's what runs in the family. What was the second
real.
part of that
The second
question?
part was, what do you believe is the root cause of
Lifestyle.
lifestyle?
Lifestyle, man. Lifestyle community. We've adapted this culture of kind of writing it off, like I was just saying, to like saying, oh, this runs in our family. Yes, these behaviors, the weight, the lack of activity after a certain age, not being able to go outside and just have fun, play a pickup game with your boys or some
Yeah,
basketball, riding our bikes, doing just the basic stuff sometimes can go a long way.
very
And
long way.
we kind of just like sit back and it's like, I'm too old for that.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like 25.
You know
You're
what
like,
I'm
I'm too
saying?
old. I'm too
Yeah.
old to do this anymore.
Now, here's one thing I got to run by you. Tell me if you think, because I think that's America, period. But I
Yeah.
definitely believe it's a Black American thing all the time.
Mhm.
And here's my theory behind it. So you got the homie. He's really dope at football,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's waiting for him to go pro. It's gonna be lit. He don't go pro.
Yeah.
After he don't go pro, he just lets go of his health. Well,
100%.
I didn't go pro. And the family's like, why are you working out for?
Yeah.
NFL don't want you.
Yeah.
You 27, bro. It's too old. And it's like,
Yeah.
bro, you 37. Bro, you should be working out. Man, listen,
Come on.
anything could happen to me at any time. I try my
Mhm.
best, but I'm gonna be working out until I'm back in the earth. You
Yeah.
heard?
Yeah, exactly. But what happens is too, because he's that athlete, and this is what happened to me, because I'm that athlete, I eat so many calories, right, to maintain that work ethic that I'm going out in the field, I'm lifting weights, I'm training hard every day, I'm eating 4,000 plus calories, and then
Yep.
all of a sudden it's that hard stop that I'm not training like that anymore, but I continue that lifestyle of eating like I'm still training, playing football
I
and all
gained a
those
lot
different
of weight
activities.
like that when I got injured as a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. This dude
Yeah.
fell on my leg. It was messed up. I was out the mix, but I was still eating like I was in the mix.
Come on.
And then the other problem that I recognized that I did to myself during that time was that I said, "Oh, my right leg is messed up. I'm out the game." So I sat still and just kept eating and doing my thing and limping and waiting
Yeah.
for it to heal, right? What I should have done is worked out the rest of my body and made my leg catch up.
Yeah.
But I let the weakness of my leg
Say I
corrode
can't do
my
anything.
whole being. Now I'm walking around 235. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I'm so tall, people don't see it. They'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you don't need to lose weight." But when
You're
I take
good.
off my shirt, I'm like, "You need to
Yeah.
lose weight." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's not lit.
It's one of those things, like even for the members here at the gym, right?
Mm.
So it's an app called, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, My Fitness Pal.
Okay,
Have
I
you
don't
ever?
know it. I don't know it.
So for your viewers and everybody, so this app is My Fitness Pal. They have a free version of it, right?
Mm.
So it gives you your macronutrients. So based on your lifestyle, you enter your age, your height, all that kind of stuff, and it says, okay, how active are you? Are you very active, lightly active, whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be? So it gives you the basis of your caloric intake, right? So it says, okay, based on the information that you gave us, you need to be eating 1,500 calories a day just to maintain your current weight, right?
Right.
Based on your activity in the whole nine. So the meat and potatoes is like, okay, what does that look like? 1,500 calories. I can go to McDonald's
And
and eat
kill that
1,500
in one
calories
meal.
in one meal. So when you go into the settings, they have something called your macros, right?
Okay.
And this is like the amount of protein your body needs to
Right.
maintain the muscle mass that you have, the carbohydrates, the
Mm-hmm.
healthy fats. It breaks it all down for you, right? So anytime you input a meal into there, it deducts what that meal is in every single category, right?
Oh,
So if
what?
I eat this meal, right, and I input the information, it tells me how much protein I got out of that meal. So say I'm just going
Right.
to throw out random numbers. So
Right.
say
Right.
if I ate this meal and my goal for the day with my macros is 100 grams of protein, right? It
Mm-hmm.
says that one meal had 20 grams of that 100 grams that I need for
Right.
the
You
day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You almost a quarter of the way there, or whatever.
Exactly. So it also tells me my carbohydrates based on that meal I just ate.
Mm-hmm.
I needed 200 grams of carbs.
Mm-hmm.
That meal was 80 grams of carbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it shows you how to hit all these markers throughout the day. And depending on how many meals that you're eating a day, you can divide those numbers in each category to know
To
how
know where you
portion
at.
sizes that you need to eat per meal so you hit your goal for the day and don't overeat. So once you get to that, you're done. I don't need to put any more fuel in the vehicle. It kind of gives you
I
the
love it. That's
barometer of
great,
what you
man.
need to put in your body. So for those that are viewing this, check out My Fitness Pal. They have a free version. They'll try to, apps have
Yeah,
that
yeah,
upgraded
yeah, yeah,
version that
yeah.
they want to charge you subscription for. Just do the free version and then just do yourself the justice of putting in the information, and you'll
And
be
knowing
shocked
what you
like, oh,
have.
yeah,
Knowing
like,
what you
damn, that
have.
one meal I just ate
Cost me
was
whoopty whap. You feel me? Yeah.
exactly.
No,
Yeah.
I like that. Now, back to strokes really quick. Strokes are the third leading cause of death among Black Americans, and
Mhm.
hypertension affects nearly 55% of Black adults. 55% of Black adults.
Yeah,
How
man.
much of this do you believe is directly preventable through diet? And what does the science say about a plant based diet's impact on blood pressure? You know
Yeah.
about that?
So, I mean,
I'm curious. I'm just,
yeah. So I would say, man, upwards of because there's other factors of stress and stuff
yeah,
with mental health and
yeah,
your daily activity, but I would say at least 80 to 90% based on activity and nutrition that you can control.
bro.
Man, you're getting the antioxidants that your body needs to help with the blood flow in your body.
Yeah.
Um, eating a plant-based diet is less stressful on the body. You know
Yeah,
what
it
I'm
is
saying?
much less stressful on the diet. That's
Yeah,
real.
your digestive system, everything. I've come across people that, me personally, and I don't know if this is
Mm.
is it TMI, but when you consume something, something goes in and
And something
something
comes
usually
out
needs
on
to come
me.
out, right? Some people, they're backed up
Yo,
days, days they're consuming and nothing's coming out. So they're not getting the necessary
I know
fiber
you
in
ain't
their
lying about
diet.
that because I know people like that, bro.
Yeah,
And it's
and they
it's
think that's
frightening.
normal that you've gone X amount of days without using the restroom and getting this stuff out. And a lot of times that fiber that you're not getting in your diet is also giving you a signal that I need to eat more,
Come on
right?
now.
Because the fiber
Yeah.
says, okay, I've had enough. Let me slow down. I feel full. I
Yeah.
feel safe, like I've gotten enough for that particular meal. The fiber helps not only digest, but also slow down the eating. And
That's
sometimes we're
a really
eating
good
these
point.
diets that have little to no fiber in them, and we're just consuming, and we're getting backed up. And
Yep.
it's like that becomes your reality. It's like, oh, I use the bathroom
No,
like
that's a
every
good
3 or 4 days,
But
right?
now, one of the things that I find is, especially because you was talking about your aunt, right? I've had a lot of friends and family
Mhm.
members who I think because I've done jujitsu for so long, it's kind of like, oh, look, he's skinny and he don't need, but it's like, yo, like,
Skinny
yeah,
doesn't
my,
always
my
equal
parents,
healthy.
my parents are slim, but my dad's diabetic,
Yeah.
right? He's slim, but he's a diabetic. And so he took, he probably has taken the best care of himself that I've ever seen with any diabetic. Like
Mm.
he is on his numbers, he is on that diet. As soon as back in the day, as soon as he found out he was diabetic, he would eat and go for
Yeah.
a walk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He would eat and
Come
go
on.
for a night walk, whatever. So like, I find now sometimes I think because, and I'm sure this happens to you because you look incredibly fit. Um, does it happen that it's hard for you to get through to people because people think, oh, well, you was always like this, so you just a fit guy, and I'm sitting over here, Mister, middle-aged dad, and you don't know what it's like. But I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't have to flip your life upside down. But I don't think people get that part of it. How do you talk to people? What do you tell people to help them understand the urgency and the ease in which they can make the pivot?
Yeah, man. So I had in the gym, I have a picture, a before picture of me at 250,
Mm.
and I have it right on my desk to show
Hmm.
everybody I've been there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
I've been
know
there. I've been
this.
that guy that was
Hmm.
overweight and energy
Hmm.
was low and the whole nine. But I took the time to to invest into myself, man, to pour back into myself, to fill up my cup versus always thinking about just outside things like taking care of the family, getting,
Yeah.
making sure I'm there for the kids. That's necessary. But if I'm not taking care of myself in that
How can you
aspect,
really be
that
there?
health scare was a reality check for me to start being more present because I want to be here to see my kids get married, to have
Yeah.
grandkids, all these things. And not just be here and not be able to move. It's
Yeah.
like I want to still be active. I want to be able to run around and play tag with my grandkids when that
Yeah.
time comes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The quality of life. I want to
Yeah.
make sure that I'm not just seasoned with wisdom. I want to have a quality of life that I'm able to still travel and do things at my leisure and not have to rely on other people taking care of me at a certain point, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No, that's
So,
a big deal. That's a
yeah.
big deal. It's funny though. I know I'm older than you. I don't think you remember this guy. I'm just gonna say his name. Like, there was a guy back in the day. His name was Jim Fix. Does that name mean anything to you? It's totally
It
fine if
really
it
do.
doesn't. Jim Fix. So
Okay.
Jim Fix is one of the pioneers of long distance running in America.
Okay.
So like in the
The 4 minute
70s.
mile?
No, I don't think he was the 4 minute mile guy. He was like the long distance guy, like
Okay.
you just jog forever kind of a thing, right?
Okay.
And
Jim
so
Fix.
he was like, yo, man, this is the way to be. And like he was a big part of the running shoe revolution and stuff like
Yeah.
that. He was a big guy, Jim Fix. So in the middle of everything, this dude's on the cover of everything. He a baller. Everybody's like, what? Jim Fix, Jim Fix. Massive heart attack and dies.
Mm.
Massive heart attack and dies. Now, some people said the cigarette people killed him because he was, I ain't smoking no more. I gotta go jog like Jim. You feel
Yeah.
me? Some people said even though Jim Fix was running all the time, he smoked a lot prior.
Mm.
Now I don't know his life for real. I'm just talking about
Yeah.
what I you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I often worry about being the jujitsu Jim Fix. Wasn't that
Mm.
fool doing all that jujitsu? Da, 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 then he just
Yeah.
had a stroke. Then he just had a heart attack or whatever. But what I've committed, because both of my grandfathers had heart attacks and died in their 40s. I think
Wow.
one was 47 and one was 48, something like that. So I remember
Yeah.
when I turned 47, I was shook. I was
Mm.
like, this is it, huh? This is what it feels like at the end of the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was really shook. And people are like, what are you talking about? Like both of your grandfathers drank and smoked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not ridiculously, but enough. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
they were blue collar dudes. One worked in the
Yeah.
shipyard, the other one worked on the trains for a bunch of years. So it's like, I worry about being this guy who promotes. well-being and then kicks the bucket unexpectedly. But the other part is, if I'm a if I'm gonna kick the bucket, let me do it trying to be healthy to the end. Not,
Yeah.
well, since I guess I'll just have more beer, more
Yeah.
cake for me. Like, that's not the right attitude, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, and how I tell people is the things that I can control, I'm going to control. Like what I consume, the daily activity. And whenever that time is, because we never know when our time is our time. I can walk
Oh
outside,
God.
I can get in the car and something happens, right?
Yeah, it's
And with
real.
that mentality of like, you know, I'm gonna ride the wheels off this thing
Yeah.
and then you end up living until 80 or 90, but not really living because of the decisions that you made through that process. I want to sit back and say, hey, I did the best I could
Yeah.
with the information and knowledge that I had. And if this is my time, it was just my time. You know what I'm saying?
No,
That's
agreed.
that's my perspective on it.
Totally agreed.
You
Totally
know,
agreed.
like I can go with a conscious of at least I was putting forth the effort of living and doing it the best way I could versus knowing that drinking drinking
Yeah.
this beer and eating all this fast food and processed
Yep.
food is speeding up the process of any of these
Taking
things
me
that
out.
may occur.
So before we go, man, I want to first say this has been such a great and lively conversation. I
Oh man,
love
it's done
vibing with
already.
you,
I thought
man.
we was just warming up.
No, no, we it's not over. It's not over. But what I'm saying is, um, I have like I trip out because like, like before I have a guest on, I think about all these different things that we could talk about, and each
Yeah,
one of these things could just be like a wormhole that goes into forever. I want you to talk about your YouTube channel. Want you to talk about Heal the Hood. I want you to talk about the restaurants you've been going to
yeah.
and helping people understand that vegan food isn't just good for you. It's actually really good. It's really good. So go ahead and talk about some of that.
Yeah. So prior to COVID, right? Prior to COVID, every year for my health scare. So I had this health scare that I was telling you earlier in the
Mm,
episode in 2014. It was August.
2014.
It was August of 2014 that I had this health scare. So once I got my health together and started my business, every year on my anniversary during the summertime, I would find different
Mm,
events to talk at and tell my story to help motivate or help somebody
yeah, yeah.
make a difference in their life, right? COVID happened, all the events shut down, and I was like, man, I was sitting there and I was like, man, like it's about to be time for me to do one of my events, but there's no events. And I
Mm,
just prayed on it. I was like, God, like, how can I help people on their health journey like I was at these events? And God just told me simply do your own event. There's no events, create your
make it
own,
happen, homie.
make it happen. And so I came up with this event, got a download of this event, Heal the Hood, right? So the concept of the event was doing a 1 day workshop with the community in inner city communities that are lacking the resources, right? You go to these inner city communities, we see a lot of liquor stores, we see a lot of fast food, processed
100%.
food, all these kind of
100%.
things. And it was like, man, let's bring some awareness to what we're doing to ourselves and what we can control on a daily basis.
Yep.
So we provided 300 meals, free meals for the community at our Heal the Hood events. We provided anywhere from 100 to 150 bags of fresh produce that you could take. And then we would get local health coaches that talk about your mental, physical, spiritual, and financial health. And they would provide these workshops. It'd be like a 4 hour event that we would do absolutely free for the community to provide tools and resources to help empower them, right? To build some momentum.
That's great,
Because
man.
sometimes you just need a little,
Little
a little,
nudge, just a little nudge.
and then somebody locally, somebody within your own community, a resource that you can continue this journey with if you decide to continue down
Yeah.
that path, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we started in 2020 and we've gone all the way up until 2025. Last year we weren't able to do an event just for the simple fact I was just opening up the gym at that time and it
That's a
was
great
just a
reason
lot
to not
going
be
on.
able to do it though. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, got our own facility out here. So now I'm back in the mix of everything. getting out there with the events, talking to the community. And always when people hear that I'm vegan, they always like, man, they hear that word and automatically it triggers something in their mind to be like, vegan, like, what do you eat? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so eating from the soul was one of those things I started, and then my videographer at the time that I was kind of doing the work, he got his camera, his modem stolen, all this work was gone, and a lot of things were going on at that time. So I kind of shelved that project just until this year. We got back on it, showing people different restaurants, different things that you can eat that may be familiar with your current lifestyle that helps you transition into more of a plant-based lifestyle, right?
Man, that's
And
cool, man.
yeah, and
That's
it could
real
taste
cool.
good. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
could taste good. And it just gives you the stepping stones to get out of your current comfort zone that you think that every meal has to be this meat meal that we've been
Yeah.
programmed based on the food pyramid of like, oh, you need to eat bacon and eggs,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff for
Exactly.
breakfast, and this is
No,
what
it's
lunch
real.
needs to look like,
Man,
kind of
look,
debunking all that stuff.
I know I'm throwing a lot of books at you in this thing just because you're making me have all these flashbacks. But one
Come
book
on.
that is not old, this is a new book given to
Yeah.
me by a friend of mine from the UK. It's called The Medicine Kitchen.
I
Okay,
love
this
that.
is a great piece of work. The
Okay.
Medicine Kitchen by my friend Kevin Meredith. I'm gonna have him come on. I'm gonna have him come on. But he's from the
Okay.
Leeds, UK. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He trains at GBRL in Leeds, UK. And this book is magnificent. I mean,
Let's get it.
it breaks down. It's not all plant-based, but a lot of it is. It's not
Yeah.
all plant-based, but a lot of it is. But what it's about is what can you eat that's good for you? How can you take any food you have and make the most out of it? He's got a whole thing embracing the gut brain revolution. That's about that
Come on.
gut biome stuff. A lot of y'all don't realize when you have a diverse gut biome, it affects your mental health. It affects
Yeah.
your mental health. They had a thing where, and you could look it up because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? You don't got to believe me.
Yeah.
Um, sauerkraut, what people put on their hot dogs and
Yeah.
whatever. German sauerkraut has these enzymes in it that have helped cure people from depression
Come on.
because once it
Yeah.
gets into your stomach and your gut are connected really well. It's not just the movies where like I feel it in my
Yeah.
stomach. You feel it in your stomach deliberately.
Yeah.
And the medicine kitchen breaks down a lot of good things for you.
And I want to remind people on here as well,
Mm.
like these highly processed foods that we get, because somebody's be like, "Oh, he said sauerkraut," woo, woo, woo,
Yeah,
and run to the store
yeah,
and grab one of these maybe highly processed sauerkrauts,
yeah.
expecting it to give the effects. A lot of the restrictions that they have in the US, man, you can't even get that stuff overseas. They won't even put it on
Let
their
me tell
shelf.
you. Let
You know
me
what I'm
tell
saying?
you.
With all the process and chemicals that they add to the food. So be aware of that too when you're looking at stuff. See if it's highly processed. The less ingredients, like if you're reading the ingredients and you don't know
If you
a
got to
lot of
read a
those
book to get to
words,
the end of the can,
you know what I'm saying? It's probably not going to give you the effects that you're looking for, right?
no,
The
it's real.
simpler the ingredients, uh, where it's legible, it's one or two
Yeah,
items or a few items,
yeah. If
and
you
you
got
know
seven
every single
syllable
word on there.
ingredients,
That's the stuff that you want to
diochloride
be putting.
abonitis. Abonitis? What is that? that don't, that
Those
don't,
are the
my
things
grandma
that
just used
you're
to put
looking
a
for.
tomato in here. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like, I'll tell you one thing, man. One thing I did learn going overseas is the quality of food in the United Kingdom is infinitely higher. Just the average
Oh
food.
yeah.
I'm talking
Oh
about the
yeah.
average person's food is way and cheaper.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
cheaper. I think in America, these companies got way too comfortable trying to get cheap, flipping
Come
everything,
on.
trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Create longer shelf
yeah, it's
lives for
crazy.
stuff
Like,
and
I went through this thing where I'd lost about 12, 13 pounds before I went over to the UK for the holidays. When I was
yeah.
out there, I was like, I'm gonna be hella disciplined. I was not disciplined. As soon as
Yeah.
I got there, I was like,
Yeah.
and
Everything.
and I was like, yo, when I come back, I'm gonna have gained weight. Do you know?
Uh-huh.
I'm not bragging. I'm trying to explain to you the quality of their food. I had gained 1 ounce.
Come
One
on.
ounce, not a
Yeah.
pound,
Yeah.
an ounce. I was the exact same weight, eating off the rails, in the
Mm,
UK.
yeah.
I was back for 2 weeks eating in America, and
Game. Yeah.
then I had to reset everything. So like
Mm.
I mean, like he's not lying. We have to think about how we eat. He's not lying. We have to really be deliberate
Intentional.
about the quality of food that we want for our own bodies,
Yeah.
right? Like we think too little of this divine machine. We think
Come
too
on.
little of it. And I'm speaking to myself even when I say it,
Yeah.
right?
Have you ever heard of blue zones?
Oh, where you eat in different parts of the world and everybody be hella young or whatever, they live long.
They live longer. So if some of your viewers haven't heard of it, look up blue zones. So it's like 7 different parts of the world where they have the longest lifespan for communities, right?
Yep.
Not just a few
One
people.
person.
Yeah, these are whole communities where the number of people that have diabetes or high blood pressure, strokes, there it's almost non-existent in these communities, and they call them blue zones. Now, these people are living into their 80s, 90s, hundreds easily, not being sick, right?
Yeah.
And they've kind of looked at the research of like, why in these particular parts of the world are these people thriving at this age where a lot of people are having diabetes, high blood pressure,
Yeah, falling
strokes,
out.
all this other stuff going on. And they just looked at the community and how they lived, how they ate, their diets, very minimal when it comes, if they do eat any kind of animal protein, it's very minimal. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot more vegetables and a lot more fruit based. Um, so it was one of those things. It's like it's a recipe to this, right?
Yeah, no, it's a
It's a
big
recipe
deal.
to longevity and success and to thrive into our 80s, 90s, and even into our hundreds. That once we know that recipe, we have to start following it on a daily basis. And
There
it's the
was
amount of activity that these people do. A lot of these places where they live, they're walking to different
yeah.
locations. They're real active. They still play a part in their community. They do certain things. They're not just sitting around the
A lot of
house
times
watching
they eat
TV all
together,
day.
right? A lot of times we eating alone out here, right? Eating together. I just saw a thing
They're cooking their
today.
own food and not eating out. They're growing their own food, so they know exactly what's in it.
Yeah, and let me just tell you, I'll still never forget the first time one of my friends who had a garden gave me a tomato and I ate a tomato out the ground for the first time.
It's
It
totally
don't
different.
taste like nothing you ever got from Safeway. I realized I
Yeah,
had never eaten a tomato
come on.
my whole life. I had never eaten a tomato because I
Yeah,
only got it right. And I was like, yo. And
yeah.
so, like understand when he's telling you this, like a lot of what you think you've eaten, you haven't eaten because you've never had these vegetables in their natural state. And that's why a lot of times you don't like them. And that's a lot of times why your kids don't like them. It's not that they don't
Mhm,
like vegetables, they've never really had it in its natural
mhm.
state, prepared from a loving place in a cultural community, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that impacts a lot. That impacts a
Yeah,
lot.
man.
Well, yo, man, I want to say thank you so much for being on this podcast. I'm gonna have you back soon.
Oh yeah.
Um, and we need to kick it like hella bad. And I may have some plugs like whenever you get ready to do your next event, let me
Yeah.
know because I
Okay.
may have some people to plug you to and see if we could do some stuff, man. Because I really love what you do. I see how consistent and sincere you are, and it's very impressive.
Come on. It's one of those things. It's like for so long, even prior to me going vegan and everything, I realized, the culture we come from and what we show each other what's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Mm,
cool thing. It's
mm.
cool to, go to the club and get bottles and do this
Mhm,
and live this
mhm.
lifestyle. We make that the cool thing. So if we can make that the cool thing, we can make this the cool thing now too.
Bro,
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
saying 100%, right?
Oh.
So tell them where to get at you online.
Yeah. So if you're on Instagram, pretty much all my social media platforms is going to be Cat with a C, CAT Fitness. On Instagram is 3. I believe the rest of my platforms is just Cat Fitness. You'll see
Yeah.
my logo pop
Yep.
up.
Yep.
You can give us a follow there. A lot of the links of Heal the Hood and everything else we do is be on any of those platforms through Cat Fitness, man. And it's one of those things, just like I've been saying this whole episode. you just got to take things one day at a time, man. Just
Yeah.
don't stress yourself out that you have to make all these lifestyle changes abruptly
Overnight.
all at once. Just being more intentional each and every day with the things that we do. Like, even going to the grocery store, instead of parking right in the front, why not park in the back of the parking lot and walk
Yep.
and get some
Yep.
more steps
Allow
as you're
yourself to
walking
get
through?
that.
Just little things on your lunch break. This is where I started. When I lost that 70 pounds
Mm-hmm.
in 6 months, I was just
Mm-hmm.
being more intentional about what I was doing with my time, because I was working 10 to 12 hours easily at my corporate job. And my excuse was, I don't have the time, I'm tired. But what I did have was a lunch break. And instead of
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there wasting time on my lunch break, I decided to start working out and bringing my own lunch instead of relying on eating out and whatever that corporation brought for us for lunch. Just small things like that on a consistent basis. I lost that weight over 7 months. So you have more power than what you realize. You have to implement that power on a daily
Yeah.
basis and be conscious of, like, is this really serving me? Is this helping me get to my goal? And if the answer is no, then make a little tweak. And
And
then go ahead.
get long distance with it and be like, will I be happy that I ate this burger 5 years from now?
Man,
But you'll
come on.
always be happy that you had that vegetable soup. You'll
Mm,
always be happy that you drank the fresh orange juice that you made, not
yeah,
Minute Maid, that you made,
come
right?
on.
You'll always be happy, right, that you had the vegetables out the backyard. But 5 years from now, ain't no hamburger you're gonna be happy you had. You're not.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Thank
Man,
you
I
so
appreciate you,
much.
brother, for bringing me on here, allowing me to link up with all your viewers on here. Like I said, if they have any more questions, give me a follow. I
Yeah,
All my
yeah,
platforms, I love having interactions,
yeah.
conversations within the comments and everything. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me or just join the conversation in one of our chats.
Hit him up. Cat Fitness is the real deal. In the meantime, I'm gonna say peace to the planet, and don't forget May 16th and 17th. I will be with Carlos Levexier at Afro
Mm,
Bushido Academy in Redwood City. We're doing a 2-day no gi wrestling and jiu-jitsu seminar. Let me just tell you, it's gonna be off the chain.
mm. Come
I'm
on.
just gonna say it's gonna be off the chain. Show up, come through, and you can go to Afro Bushido, AfroBushido.com to check it out. Afro Bushido Academy. You can come to my page. You can go see Carlos. Carlos is a wrestling legend, straight up. You know the
Mm.
deal. The Giants gave that man a jersey, and he's a wrestler, so you know how good he is. You know what I'm talking about. So, come through, learn, it's all skill levels. So you can be a beginner, you can be somebody that's a savage already, and we're gonna make you more savage, right? That's May 16th and 17th. I'm gonna put the link in the bio, so you, I mean, in the intro, so you can see it. But follow Cat Fitness, check out what he's doing, change your life, choose to change your life, know that you can, and know that people like him and people like me are here to support you. All
Come
right.
on.
All right. Peace
All
to the
right.
planet.
Peace and
You know how we do
blessings.
it.